Hi, family, and welcome to our Thinking Tanks Tuesday. So, welcome. Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful Tuesday. And from me, oh, by the way, I'm not even sure you guys know my name. By the way, my name is Zoliswa. So, from me, Zoliswa on Kosa Chick TV, welcome. And on Tuesdays, what we normally do, as you will know if you follow this channel, is that on Tuesdays, it's our current affairs. We look at what's been making headlines in South Africa or around the world. So, like any other Tuesday, firstly, thank you very much, family, for subscribing, for coming and checking this channel. Thank you for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. And for today, like any other Tuesday, we look at what's making headlines. The only thing which I can say from my side is yes, there's been a cabinet reshuffle which happened. I'm not really sure what was the reshuffling all about. It was just moving one minister, it was just swiping positions in different ministers. That's what they did. It was more like swapping cabinet ministers than reshuffling. So that's what has been happening. And yes, we know Ubaba, our former president Jacob Zuma, is in hospital, but there's actually nothing really that hectic. It was just his annual health checkup, which he went to on Friday, and apparently he's still not back yet. So today he missed one of his court appearances, court dates. It was postponed for September. The court, the appearance which he missed was the corruption case, which has to do with the Amstel and so on. So he didn't attend today due to he was still in hospital. So we don't really know what's taking so long with his checkup. Maybe there is something wrong, maybe there isn't. We're not sure, we don't know. So, yeah, that's what has been making headlines in South Africa and around the world. It's still your regular Afghanistan, and yeah. And without blabbering and going on too much, let's just check out what we have today on our current affairs in front of us, which I don't think. Okay, ex-minister Nosiviwe Mapasi Kanqakula to be next. Okay, let's see. So as we say, there was a cabinet swapping around. So Nqakula, Minister Nosiviwe Mapasi Kanqakula, which was the Minister of Defense Force, he didn't get the cut. So he was the one which was still without a portfolio. So if I'm correct from what I've heard, she is now the she's now Madam Speaker, I guess, in Parliament, but let's just see. So she was the one which was not swapped around when it came to the reshufflement. So I'm not so sure. So, okay, in front. Okay, sorry, there was just somebody knocking. I'm not sure what was happening there. Okay, let's see what's going on. Taylor Cameron. I don't know how I got to this news because I am waiting for the other one. Let's see what we have on our current affairs. Okay, DA Mapaso not fit to hold office, National Assembly Speaker. Okay. As we say that through the whole cabinet swapping around. Nasiviwe Mapasi Kanqakula. Oh, hi family. Sorry about that. There's a lot which is happening outside. So, as we said, we're about to do our first story for today. And our first story for today is from Eyewitness News, and it says DA Mapisa Nqakula not fit to hold office of National Assembly Speaker. And this was written by Baba Londenze, and it was written 2 hours ago. And then, like usual, we give it a like. And it says it was from Cape Town. The Democratic Alliance DA believes Nosiviwe Mapasika Nqakula is not fit to hold the office of National Assembly Speaker. So, as you know, reacting to news of a pending election, DA Chief Whip Natasha Mazon on Tuesday highlighted several scandals linked to the former defense minister. The official opposition has confirmed it will not be supporting the nomination. Mazon said there were numerous instances of soon-to-be Speaker Mapasika Nqakula abusing her position and disregarding ethical standards. She said Mapisa Nqakula was the same person who famously oversaw the ANC's trip to Zimbabwe on board an Air Force jet in violation of lockdown regulations. Mazon adds it was also under her watch that the SANDF purchased the unregistered interferon drug from Cuba. There are clearly numerous instances of her seemingly abusing her position of power and disregarding ethics standards for her own political and personal gain. However, ANC caucus spokesperson Nomfanelo Kota has given a different account of Mapisa Nqakula. As a former chief whip of the majority party in parliament in 2001, as well as deputy chairperson of the ANC Political Committee as the chairperson of the Joint Standard Committee on Intelligence, former Minister Mapisa Nqakula brings a formidable wealth of experience to the new position with a solid track record as a brings a formidable wealth of experience to the new position with a solid track record as a legislator and policymaker spanning over a number of years. So that's what has been said about Mapisa Nqakula, former defense minister. Apparently she'll be the Speaker, Parliament Speaker. I'm trying to see if she got the position. National Assembly Speaker. So, that's what's happening. So most people don't really see this cabinet reshuffling is something which really did well for South Africa. Most people really don't see the use or the need. Okay, Jacob Zuma claims he suffered traumatic injury, will need months off. Okay, talk times life. Zuma too ill with the life-threatening medical emergency court hears. Okay, let's hear this one from our former president. This one is from Times Live. It says Jacob Zuma too ill with life-threatening medical emergency court hears. And this is by Tanya Brighton, and it was written 10 hours ago. And as you said, it was from Times Live. It says here, doctors threatening former President Jacob Zuma have been given until August 20 to submit a detailed report on his medical condition. In terms of an order granted by Pietermaritzburg High Court, Judge Piet Koen on Tuesday, a medical practitioner appointed by the state will be given access to Zuma to assess his fitness to attend court and stand trial on corruption charges linked to the arms deal. Zuma was expected to appear in court on Tuesday to argue his special plea, in which he seeks to remove prosecutor Billy Downer and any other official from the National Prosecuting Authority from prosecuting the case, accusing them of bias. He is serving 15 months in jail in Estcourt for contempt of the Constitutional Court ruling that he present himself before the state capture inquiry. The last time they met was before Kun Zuma appeared via video link from the prison while his legal team argued that he wanted to be present in court when the matter was argued. Kun issued directives that the matter would proceed face to face. However, on Friday, Zuma was taken from prison to a nearby undisclosed hospital. Kun was advised he was too ill to attend court and the judge directed that a medical report be filed. The report handed in said Zuma had suffered a traumatic injury in November last year. It had gone untreated because of his court appearances and incarceration and was now a life-threatening medical emergency, which could take up to 6 months to be dealt with. In submissions before Kun on Tuesday during a virtual hearing, Advocate Duvam Trengov for the state said, "We are completely in the dark as to the justification for the postponement regarding his condition." Continue reading. The doctor's letter does not identify the medical condition at all, and it's hard to understand how this medical crisis has been dragging on for 18 months. Advocate Dalim Pofu for Zuma said he consulted with his client over the weekend and had met his doctor. "We are all in the dark." Trenkova knows that exact medical condition is a matter of confidentiality. Did he expect the doctor to go into detail? We didn't. He said Zuma's medical condition had worsened since his incarceration. The parties agreed to an order that a full medical report will be provided by August 20 and that a doctor appointed by the state will be given access to Zuma to assess him. The matter was adjourned until September 9 and 10. However, before that date, it was agreed Kun would be informed if Zuma was well enough to attend court and the special plea would be heard. If not, and the state disputed his medical condition, doctors from both sides would appear in court, either in person or virtually, to give evidence and be cross-examined. The case against Zuma and his co-accused French arms company Thales first came before Kun in May this year. Zuma is facing 16 counts of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and racketeering. Thales is facing 4 counts. Among the allegations is that the former president received an annual kickback of 500,000 paid through his former financial advisor Shabir Shaikh in exchange for shielding Thales from an investigation into the controversial arms deal. And that's what we have from former President Jacob Zuma's side. Remember, as we said that today he was supposed to have been in court, but due to his illnesses or his health, he couldn't. And he was taken in on Friday. But on Friday when he went, and still now when he went to hospital, we are still told that there is nothing really serious about him. The only thing it was his annual treatment, and apparently now something which started from November is that what is taking over his health now. But the legal people are waiting to hear medical reports and so on to hear what's going on. So nobody knows what's wrong with him. The only thing we know is apparently whatever he's suffering from got worse due to being in prison, and he couldn't, whatever he was suffering from, he couldn't get it treated because he was going to court. Because of going to courts and so on. So we don't really know what's going on with our president. So this one is DM. Zuma battling mystery condition for 18 months, court hears State wants its own doctor to examine him. So you see, it's still mystery. We still don't know what is really, really wrong with him. What is he suffering from? So this one, I think DM is Daily Maverick, if we remember very well. It says Zuma battling a mystery condition for 18 months. Concord here state wants its own doctor to examine him. Okay, I don't think. Okay, let's just press a like. And this was written by Diana Hawker, and it was written 4 hours ago, and it's DM, which I believe is Daily Mavericks. It says, while former President Jacob Zuma's condition has allegedly been made worse by his stay at the Estcourt Correctional Facility, the prosecution and the defense are in the dark about the exact nature of the illness. This emerged during postponement proceedings heard virtually in the Pietermaritzburg High Court on Tuesday. Advocate Wim Trengov, SC, who is representing the National Prosecuting Authority, and Billy Downer in their special plea application, revealed that neither the prosecution nor the defense said the details of Zuma's condition, since the letter submitted by his doctor did not provide details. The court has agreed to postpone Zuma's case to 9 and 10 September and instructed his team to submit a medical report by no later than 20 August. The report will confirm whether Zuma is fit to stand trial and provide some clarity on his condition. Initially, Advocate Dalimpofu, SC, representing Zuma, requested the medical report be submitted by the end of the month, but Trengov called for an early submission to allow the prosecution to interrogate the findings. The report is important not only to determine what should happen on the adjourned hearing, but for us to instruct our experts and to do our investigation to determine how to respond to the report, Trengov said. He added that the prosecution might want to appoint its own legal expert to examine Zuma and rebut the defense report. Sorry, okay, let's read more. We are at the moment completely in the dark as to the justification for the postponement, more particularly the reason for the postponement. The doctor's letter does not identify the medical condition of which he suffers at all, and says quite perplexingly that it's been a condition for which he has required extensive emergency procedures which have been delayed for 18 months. So this is a crisis which has dragged on for 18 months, and we find it very hard to understand how that transformation into an inability to stand trial, Downer said. Mpofu told the court that he too was in the dark about the exact nature of Zuma's illness, although he had an opportunity to speak with Zuma's doctor during a recent consultation. Mr. Trengov says they are in the dark. It is not a coincidence. We are all in the dark. He knows that the exact medical condition of the accused is a matter of confidentiality. I don't know if he expected the doctor to go into the detail in his letter. We didn't. I would have thought the fact that the problem existed for 18 months is exactly the reason why it is exasperated now, especially since the incarceration of the accused, Mpofu said. The parties agreed that the medical report should be submitted on August 20, when the prosecution would have an opportunity to appoint their own medical expert to examine Zuma. The state may appoint a medical practitioner of its choice to assess his ability to stand trial and for that doctor to be a witness if necessary, Judge Pete Cohen ruled as part of the postponement order. to Zoom or not to Zoom. The court also debated whether the next proceedings would be heard visually or in person. If Zuma is cleared to appear in court, the special plea application will proceed in person. Judge Kuhn said he would consider the logistics around hearing medical evidence virtually, although both Mpofu and Trongov agree that an in-person hearing would be preferable. If it is to be by way of virtual hearing, my concern is to ensure the integrity of the process. I want to ensure that they testify in a room where there is some sort of oversight to ensure the integrity of the process, he said. The judge suggested that each legal team would nominate a representative to sit in the room where the doctor is testifying to ensure that there is no interference. The lawyers agreed to consult and provide the court with a joint letter suggesting the best course of action on the format of the hearing. Although court proceedings were held virtually, police were on guard outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court on Tuesday morning. Zuma supporters had planned to protest outside court for the former president's in-person hearing, but put the plans on hold late on Sunday amid the anticipated postponement by virtual link up. I'm not sure. Okay, let's say Zuma supporters had planned to protest outside court for the former president's in-person hearing, but put they plans. Something is wrong there. It's not me. I didn't read it wrong. Plans on hold late on Sunday amid the anticipated postponement by virtual link up. DM Diana Walk is a news editor at Newsroom Africa and has been a legal journalist for 15 years. So that's where we're getting the news from. So as you all know, it was also Women's Day yesterday. Watinta Bafaz, was it this? Yeah, Watinta Mbokot. So yesterday we were in Bokot. Don't ask us what do Mbokot do. That was us yesterday. So we are finished with Babu Zuma's news. Let's see what else. Okay, one of my piano artists, Mapura and Killer Kawu died in a car crash. So that's what is happening on the other side. We will be honest. And then Olympic wise, I think we are back again home. So SAT sends 5 titles to Battle Canada Fire. I know there's still some more stuff happening in Afghanistan. Where am I now? Yeah, I keep on doing this to myself. Top stories again. We are finished with Nanakula. We are finished with our president. And what else was making news which was interesting? Friday, okay. I don't see much now. So there's South African firemen going crowd. There's nothing really much really happening in the news besides the shufflement, as I said, of the cabinet. Yeah. Oh, new Johannesburg Mayor Matongo. So Johannesburg's got a new mayor eventually. This is Eyewitness News, and it says new Johannesburg Mayor Matongo to announce mayoral committee on Tuesday evening. This was CD Madia 3 hours ago, and it's from Eyewitness News. Just press the like, and it says from Johannesburg. So newly elected Joburg Mayor Jolie Di Matongo said he would announce his mayor committee on Tuesday evening. Matongo was elected unopposed during a special sitting early on Tuesday. He's starting in the new position after Geoff Makumbo died last month of COVID-19 complications. Matongo will have to divide 10 positions with the ANC's coalition partners. Joburg is under the government of local unity, with smaller parties coming to the ANC's aid when it took back control of the country's economic hub. He takes over ahead of a looming October local government elections, which, if the Constitutional Court agrees, could be pushed back to February next year. Matongo said while plans for the city had long been established, he wanted to ensure the Metro's 73 billion budget was not underspent but used properly. We have in the past experienced under expenditure of the money, and the money would be taken away by National Treasury. So the one thing that we want to ensure happens in this remaining period is that the money is there for the things it has been allocated for. So that's what the new Joburg mayor says. Today's news are not really that. There's no fighting, there's no looting. I think news were nice when there was looting. It was more like we were watching comic. You see people running around with the fridges. Now it's so serious, dragging. Okay, okay. I don't know how to keep it straight, but we've got a director again today. You can say something. Okay, which one? Which one do you think you like? Newsfeed. It's fine. What's our time? We're on 21 minutes already. Oh, the other thing which Zuma's son, little Zuma. Okay, little Zuma apparently is running, wants to run for I don't know, ANC, whatever, insides. Okay, this is from Sowetan Live. It says, inside Duduzane Zuma's presidential bid, I'm here to do something different. So Zuma, little Zuma might be, he's got dreams to be like his father, like father, like son. So apparently he also sees himself as South African president one day. Let's just hope it doesn't run in the family. One Zuma is enough for a lifetime. You don't need another Zuma. Ooh, gosh, imagine. So this was Sowetan Live inside to Duduzane Zuma's presidential bid. I'm here to do something different, apparently. That's what he says. And this was written by Unati Kanjeni 10 hours ago. It says controversial businessman Duduzane Zuma remains adamant about taking over leadership of the ANC, saying he's bringing something different to the table. According to the son of former President Jacob Zuma, he has started gathering support from some ANC branches in KwaZulu-Natal to contest party leadership at the next national conference. Speaking on Newsbreak Lotus recently, Zuma said he was allowed to dream big. Yes. Ooh, you're such a big dreamer. So Duduzane Zuma is allowed to dream big, people, and was putting his name in the hat to run for ANC presidency in December 2022 and in national general elections in 2024. He said his political plan was not to compete with anyone, adding that he was walking a different path. When it comes to competition, I'm not looking at anybody else. I'm not here to compete. I'm here to do something different. If you are saying I'm competing against someone, it means you walk on the same path. I'm walking a completely different path. We are going to do things differently, and there's no one in that lane. That's the lane I'm creating because I believe that's the only way we are going to overturn and overhaul the situation through the ANC. Zuma said he wants to be part of something different and his move should not be compared to his father's presidency. This is not the first time the controversial businessman has spoken about his plans to run for president. Earlier this year, speaking outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court, he said an interesting journey lies ahead. The plans are on. We are going in and we are going in thick and fast. Keep an eye on it. This may be an interesting journey, he said. Last year, Zuma told 702 he believes many South Africans trust him to bring about change and would vote for him, despite his previous business ties with the controversial Gupta family. He said his interaction with people was what informed his decision to embark on a political career, and he denied claims his father had a hand in it. I didn't just wake up and say, hey, let me start a political career. It was because of the people who believed in me and trust me to fight the fight. That's where I'm coming from. To say there is a Zondo commission going on and I have a negative persona, that goes without saying. But I'm here and that's going to change. There are going to be a lot of interactions. You'll get to know me and enjoy me, he said. So that's what Zuma said. Apparently, everybody has a right to dream big, which is true though. So he does see himself as a president one day of South Africa, starting first from being the president of the ANC. So we might have another president in the Zuma family. We don't know. It depends how good he lobbies or how many people believe in him. So when it comes to being a president and when it comes to be a leader. So let's see, maybe we'll do one last story if we can. He's raised money to pay Olympic athletes. Okay, COVID-19 over to the new case deleted. Okay, we're still on COVID and we are rising, and we know that the Western Cape and KwaZulu, from defense to National Assembly, Mapisa Ngakula is new speaker elected as opposition box. So she was elected. Remember, we're not sure is she elected or not. So apparently she is. This is 3 hours ago, and this is Daily Mavericks again. From defense to National Assembly, Mapasi Ngakula is ANC's new speaker elect as opposition box. It was written by Mariana Merton 3 hours ago, and it's from Daily Mavericks. If we are right, it says ex-defense minister Nosiviwe Mapasi Ngakula emerged as the new National Assembly Speaker-elect at Tuesday's special ANC parliamentary caucus. So she is the National Assembly Speaker. The writing had been on the wall since President Cyril Ramaphosa announced during his 5 August cabinet reshuffle. Minister Nosiviwe Mapasi Ngakula will be deployed to a new position. Thandi Modise, the National Assembly Speaker, was announced as the new Defense Minister to take over from Mapisa Ngakula. As President, Ramaphosa heads the executive but not the legislative sphere of government. Parliament, according to Section 52 of the Constitution, a speaker is elected by a majority of MPs in the National Assembly. Given that the ANC holds 230 of the 430 seats, Mapisa Ngakula is pretty much a shoe-in for the post, even if opposition parties are set to make it uncomfortable. The election of a new speaker could happen as soon as next week, when lawmakers officially return from their 10-week constituency recess. Following various governing party discussions on Tuesday morning, the ANC in Parliament held a special caucus addressed by ANC National Chairperson and Mineral Resources and Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe. That's where Mapisa Nqakula's nomination as National Assembly Speaker emerged. Caucus welcomes her nomination and candidature as Speaker-elect, especially in the year of Charlotte Maxeke, as well as the commemoration of the 65th anniversary of the 1956 Women's March to Union Buildings, said an official ANC parliamentary caucus statement afterwards. Mapisa Nqakula served as ANC chief whip from 2000 and 2001 but okay. I think I'm repeating this one. So what we're getting this from the story, I wanted to know, is she already elected? Is she the national parliament speaker, assembly speaker? So what happened is she is nominated. So seeing that the ANC is the majority in parliament, from the 400 seats, the ANC is the 200, holds 230. So automatically she already got the position because they're the majority and they all in the ANC agree that she's the right candidate to be nominated for the position of the National Assembly Speaker. So in a way, I do get it now. So it's not official, but officially she is the new nominee now. Let's see what else can we get, because I was confused whether she already got the position or what. So she is nominated for the position as the National Assembly Speaker, and then seeing that the ANC is the majority in the parliament, so obviously she is getting the position because they all agreeing. So she might have just swapped positions with Thandi Modise, and because Thandi Modise is now the Minister of Defense and she's now going to be the National Assembly Speaker, which was Thandi Modise's previous position. So I told you people, it was not cabinet reshuffling, it was cabinet swapping. So I think we are almost done for today. Emergency children. I'm lazy to do Afghanistan today because it's new job at me. It still seems like there's no the fighting hasn't started to appear before Zondo Commission. So President Ramaphosa still have to appear before the Zondo Commission. We're not really looking for him, we're looking for the other one, the cost hearing, which as Jacob McClebsy suffered traumatic neural months line must reach agreement to move to PSG. Gauteng plans to increase the number of licensed centers as a missing number. The alleged gang members have meant to bed at a tavern. That one is too gruesome. So yeah, we go. It's our news for today. It's COVID again. We are in level 3 lockdown, which is not that bad. People can still move around. And what other news? Okay, the taxis are back online again from last week. Remember, we had a problem with the taxis, so the taxis are back normal now. And that's all for me for today. Let me not drag it. Malima. So there have been celebrations of the Women's Day and so on. So there's not much happening. So yeah, there's nothing much. An artist response to nothing as alternative facts being okay. The Phoenix saga still continues as well, but that one it's still under a lot of investigation. So yeah, people are having divorce parties. Ex-SA cross question why taxpayers are covering the gallows legal. And then the Zondo Commission still continues as well. So yeah, there's nothing much, people. That's all we have for today, family. Let's not waste our time. So thank you, family, for coming around, supporting this channel, and from me, again, from me, Zoliswa, on Concert Chick TV. Hopefully, we'll see each other next week for our Thinking Things Tuesday. And for today, bye. Have all a wonderful Tuesday.